What comes to mind when you think of a powerful dog? Maybe it could be a Doberman, maybe it could be a German Shepherd, maybe it could be a Golden Retriever. But what if I told you that there's a breed that's even more ancient, more intense, and more loyal than any of these dogs? Meet the King Corso. A lot of people get this breed for the very wrong reasons. They see a TikTok of a King Corso online that's barking at a gate, and they think, I want one. But raising a King Corso really takes more than admiration. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of work, and a lot of leadership, and a lot of love. Today, I want to walk you through what it's really like to raise one of your own King Corsos, and I'm gonna be going over one of the main three things, which is their personality. What it's like is very important to keep in mind. How to kind of uh, know your dog's personality. Second is why the training and socialization is non-negotiable and is very important. And third, the responsibilities that comes with raising a King Corso. So first, let's talk about the temperament. The King Corso, it is a mastiff breed that was originated in Italy. It was bred to make sure that the dogs protected livestock and to help them out in wars. And yeah, literally, according to the American Kennel Club, the name King Corso is actually means bodyguard dog, and it is pronounced Cane Corso. They're natural protectors, and they don't just bark at strangers, they assess threats. They think, they are very smart, and they watch and they make decisions based on how they feel. Um, which can kind of be terrifying and also amazing at the same time. Mostly terrifying if you haven't raised them right, which is why it's very important to watch this video and understand why. A lot of people, they don't realize that King Corsos, they are incredibly emotional dogs. They bond deeply to their families and to their leaders, and they follow you around. They watch you cook. They watch you cut the grass. They sit by you and watch TV. Like, they just want to be near you and feel like live for the humans and feel their love. Some King Corsos, they do suffer from separation anxiety. If you leave them alone, excuse me, if you leave him alone for too long. So you can't just get this dog and like leave him like in a room or in your backyard and call it a day. No, you need to give a King Corso like the attention it needs. Like, it wants to be with you, and it requires like a lot of structure, connection, and just simply like a lot of attention. They're not naturally friendly with strangers, so that's pretty much by design. So with proper introductions and socialization, they could learn to be calm and polite, especially around kids and animals. That is very important. But like I said, it doesn't happen just on its own. You have to make sure that, well, it brings me to part two. So raising a King Corso without training is like giving a toddler like a steering wheel, or giving like a toddler like, you know, like a knife and telling them, oh, here, like, do this. No, like, this is a dog that goes up to be 120 pounds by their first birthday. If you don't train them early, they will take control of you. Not because they're bad, but simply because these dogs are required to have a leader. They require someone to show them discipline, be stern with them, teach them right from wrong. So this means you have to calmly expose them to the daily living around when they're like puppies. So either like other kids, other animals, strangers, traffic, all of that, anything that you could think of, like people riding on bikes. Like, you have to like introduce them to that when they're young, so they could start to like kind of get the role of like how it's gonna be living. Because if not, if you don't do that and you introduce them too late, they are going to get like social anxiety. They're not gonna want to be around no one, and this could actually make them turn into violent because they get scared, so they don't know what to do in those situations when they're introduced to different environments that they don't know of, and they could turn into something really bad. So, the King Corso Association of America says, like I said, that socialization should start by 8 weeks. Training does need to be consistent, firm, but kind. These dogs, they don't respond well to you yelling or hitting them because they don't listen. They shut down, or they will fight back. And type of dog, that's not the type of dog that you want to be on top of you attacking you. But they do thrive when there are clear rules, there are positive reinforcement, and mental challenges, especially as their owner. You cannot skip obedience at all. They need to know how to walk, how to sit, how to wait, how to be on a leash. They need to know one of the most important things is how to listen to your voice and how to chill when you tell them to stop. Because if they don't learn how to relax around other dogs, other people, kids, like any other animals, they do become stressed. And a stressful dog in this type of like environment is very like it is a risk. It is very dangerous. But when they're raised right, like I said, they're calm, confident, and they are absolutely incredible dogs. I know because I have one of my own. That brings me to part 3. The responsibilities is this is just like a lifestyle for them. So let's talk about the responsibility that comes with owning a King Corso. First, the basics are these dogs they require a lot of exercise. So um you can't just like put them in the yard and expect them to like run and like call it a day. No, you have to take these type of dogs on mile walks, runs, like swims, like not just around the block, but like I said, miles. Like they need proper training sessions, mental games like fetch, play with the ball. Like I know there's some obstacle courses that you can get for them as well, that benefits them. Anything. A bored King Corso will cause a lot of destruction, and it will cause you a lot of trouble. So, secondly, food. This is a very big dog, which means very big meals. They need high protein, high quality type of food for their bones or joints. And treats, even treats, like when you're training them, treats go a very long way. All of that just adds up, as well as vet bills. King Corsos, they are very prone to heart problems, bloating. They are very prone to cherry eye. I would say that's one of the worst ones. All of these are bad, but cherry eye, it's very sad to see in a King Corso. They're also prone to hip dysplasia. All these things that are very expensive. So you just have to make sure that you have the proper funds to know how to take care of them and take them to a vet when it is needed. So pet insurance, I would recommend it. It is a must. Fourth, space. You can't just cram this dog into a corner or like a backyard fence into something small. No, you can't just expect it to be okay. They need their room, not just physical space, but they also need like emotional attention as well. And finally, the reputation. King Corsos, they're actually banned in some cities. The apartments or even insurance plans. There's some landlords, they don't want to go through like the issues with having like a giant dog, muscular 120-pound dog, like in their apartment complex that's going to scare people away. No, so that's one of the reasons why they are actually banned. If your dog reacts badly to like strangers, people won't hesitate to label it as aggressive, especially if you haven't raised it right. Even the same behavior from like a golden retriever would be laughed off, but because this dog is like an aggressive and is a scary looking muscular dog, people, they will not let it off at all. So you're not just raising a dog, but you're raising like a public figure as well, and you have to make sure that you train your dog really good so it can have a really good reputation among people. So in the end, what's it really like raising a King Corso? It is expensive, it is challenging, but it is all a daily commitment, and it is absolutely worth it. It's one of the most powerful bonds that you can actually have with the animal. And it's not just a pet, they're your partner, they're your protector. Like, they're there to be with you, like, through anything, through emotional support. Like, they're gonna be your best friend. And yeah, so if you're thinking about getting one because they look cool on TikTok, or like because they're a muscular dog, or because you just wanna like show off how you have like a big giant 120-pound dog, no. It's not a type of dog that's recommended for first time dog owners, so just keep that in mind. Because they do require a lot of attention. But if you are ready to dedicate yourself to learning about them, dedicate yourself to giving them the attention they need, the patience, all of that, then they will change your life, and they are an amazing dog to have.